Both of these films, Jack Quaid. We're also going to bring out our filmmakers. How about the one you just saw, Drew Hancock. And our Novocaine filmmakers as well, Dan and Bobby. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you all for being here. Holy hell, everybody. So nice of you to come and see both of these movies. Thanks for spending the afternoon with us, guys.
Where do we start? There's like so much to talk about. So you all like Jack Quaid? Yeah. Okay, so let's start with what the audience just saw, Companion. Drew, where did this story kind of like come from? And Jack, how did you first get involved in the conversation?
So I was at a place in my career where I wasn't getting any job offers. It's funny, like last week I was looking through my journal from 2021 and it was like the most depressing thing you've ever. It was like, why is no one calling me? Why was am I a terrible writer? Like it's just the most depressing thing ever. So it came from like me looking in the mirror and going like, it's you. Like you don't have a writing sample that represents your voice. Like I worked in television for 15 years and I kept like, I think the two worst qualities you can have in this industry are bitterness and entitlement, and I have both those things. And so I quickly realized that was like hindering my career. So, I took a step back and I said, okay, well, of course no one's calling you because you don't have anything that represents what kind of movie you want to write. So it was born from that. I just started generating as many ideas as I possibly could in the genre space. The irony is this was the very first one. Like it was January 1st, 2021. Like the idea kind of just popped in my head. I was like, okay, well, I don't want to go with the first idea. So I waited 6 months just generating other ideas, and then I took a producer friend to dinner and was like, which one do you think I should write? And she was like, the first one. I was like, fuck. It was 6 months of my life. I could have had the script done by then. But she was right because it was the log line was very simple. It was very like the conception of the idea, or the conceit of the idea was all baked into the log line. And I just sat down and wrote it and, put my heart and soul into it. And I think that's why there's so many tonal shifts in this, because I was like, I might not get a chance to write another script again, so let's just put all my favorite genres in one movie. I didn't realize that I was always writing, but finished it and got some producers attached, and Jack was the very first person that we brought on board. Which before I don't know if we've ever talked about this, but like I thought it was going to be really easy to find an Iris, and it was going to be really hard to find a Josh. So like, what actors would want to play this role? And before please! Let me play the worst guy in the world! Yeah, before we started casting, like my agent said, like, Jack, you got the script because it's the same agency. Yeah. And you responded to it before I know it. I'm sitting at a coffee shop in Los Feliz with you. You sit down. I'm like, oh, this is Josh. He sucks.
No, I read the script and like earlier you were like, oh, am I a bad writer? No, it's the best script I've ever read in my life. I remember reading it, and I knew it was from, the producers involved are the same people who did Barbarian, and I was obsessed with that movie. All of you, please go see Weapons this weekend. We need, these are just that team is so amazing.
Don't apply more to Weapons.
Okay, come on. No, but I was obsessed with that team, and I read the script by Drew, and I'm like, this is the best thing I've ever read. I'm just so locked in. I love this story so much, and I think I'm very used to playing the good guy in things. Like at that time I was, doing The Boys, and I love playing Huey, but yeah, it's so cool to just flip that on its head, and the script really provides a cool moment where you're like, you think that I'm gonna be this kind of nice boyfriend, but if you're really looking closely, okay, he's not helping her with her bags. There's all these little things, and then it's it's kind of a twist that I'm the bad guy. It's even more of a twist that she's a robot. But then the whole movie doesn't hinge on that. that. That's what I love, is that we get that out of the way in the first act, and then the rest of it happens, and it's just bonkers. I think I sat down probably at that coffee shop with you, Drew, and I was just like, if you want me, I'm yours. I'm Jack, by the way. Can I buy you a coffee? I was obsessed. Yeah, exactly. It's probably how I approached you as well. But no, I was just obsessed with it. It was like an easy yes, and I'm so proud of that movie. I am so proud of every part of it. I'm just happy to be a small part of it. It's unbelievable.
Totally, it's so great. And another amazing movie, and what do you want to talk about?
Nobody remembers it. Can I just say that there's actually a connective tissue here? So Charlie Ferraro at UTA actually came to the set of Companion while we were shooting it, and he came up to me, he's an Asian, and he just goes, Novocaine. There's a script called Novocaine, and you've got to be involved. And I was like, okay. And then it came my way, and I remember I had my first Zoom with Dan and Bobby while I was shooting Companion. I was like living in this random cabin in like upstate New York, and I just fell in love with these two, and I fell in love with that movie. Another one of the best scripts I've ever read, period. And no, it was also an easy yes. But please, let's go back in time. How did you guys get involved in it?
You have an original storytelling?
Yeah!
Let's see if we can establish that concisely. So it was an existing script that was submitted to us by the producers that we had worked with before, but that version of the script, the sort of original version of Novocaine, was not a comedy in any way. It had no jokes in it. It was like a totally kind of down the middle actioner. But we identified a really sticky concept in it, you know, like the idea of a man who can't feel pain going on his journey to save this woman he loves. Like we really liked that, but we were like, this is such an audacious concept. Like, where's the torture scene where he has to fake that he, can feel pain to buy time? And so we said to the producers, like, we would love to direct this, but can we just like strip it to the studs and do this really invasive rewrite? And they were like, why not do it? So we did that, and then once we finished that rewrite, that's when we got the script to Jack, and we had a similar experience of like, we didn't realize how easy it could be to find the perfect Nate, but once we got on the Zoom with him, we were like, have we known him for like 20 years?
How are we like
buddies?
while we were doing that rewrite too, because there's two of us, when we're writing, we like to kind of dream cast the roles so that we're writing in the same voice for whoever that is. And we were watching The Boys at the time, and we were like, wow, Jack Quaid would be perfect for this. And so we like wrote it in his voice before ever going to him. And
That never happened.
it never happens. You actually wind up with the
You wind up with the 18th person on your list
Yeah,
that
you
made.
wind up with Whack Quaid.
Oh no, he's not here. Is he? We don't mean any disrespect, Jack Quaid.
Sorry.
It's just me with my hands backwards. Sorry, continue. No, it was great. I immediately connected with them. I had done a movie previously with these two guys, Jeff Chan and Andrew Reimer. They directed this movie I did called Plus One. And I had such a great time. Thank you. I had such a great time working with them. They're like just two guys. I went to NYU, and they went to NYU like a little bit before me. And there was like these two like nerdy dudes from NYU, and then I met the two of you, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's two nerdy dudes. Yeah. And I was just like, this just worked out perfectly. And then it was just the three of us in South Africa with the amazing Amber Midthunder, just like, and I just had a ball. Like, I think the biggest challenge for me with that movie was all the like injuries and the prosthetics and the, like the physical, I got into like the best shape of my life. It's all gone now, but I got into the best shape of my life. And just like the physical commitment.
Well, he was like two.
Yeah,
He got so.
Thank you. Your check's in the mail.
We were
Watching.
watching the like you see it like he takes like the shirt out to show his tattoos. Like I was like, you think it's like a body double or what is this?
Well, we were like, no one's gonna believe that. Is this introducing like a plot hole? Like, how did he get in such good shape? Like, there's no way he's doing like that much lifting.
Wait, I do like to connect these two movies a little bit, and I realized I have one of the most flattering kind of sex scenes ever in Novocaine, and I have the least flattering sex scene ever in Companion. Dear God.
Go to sleep, Iris. I like gasped.
The No, the best thing is watching it with people who have never seen it, because like for me, the biggest like, when I was reading the script and then watching the movie with the crowd is when it's revealed that Lucas is a robot. That's my biggest like, oh my god, what? It's so fun.
That's awesome. Well, with Novocaine, something that one of my friends shouted out was the makeup and like the prosthetics and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It looks amazing. And shout out to like continuity and stuff for, I'm assuming you did not shoot this in order and you had to pay attention to
No, they did such a great job.
Yeah.
I remember, you know that moment in the movie where like I hit that guy with like the bag of flour?
Oh yeah.
I remember, oh yeah. Oh, I'm here for the flour. No, but I remember like we shot that, and then we had shot stuff that, you know, took place after that scene, and I remember like everyone on set was like, oh my god, there was way more flour than we thought would be on you. Like, we need a shot of you dusting yourself off, because that is so much flour.
That flower almost got cut from the movie because we were like, this is going to be the most annoying reset possible. Like, we're gonna do, how many takes can we possibly do? The flower's gonna go everywhere, and it did. But like, it's a testament to a good art department, because like the setbacks and all of the people who got, like, we do the flower explosion.
It was just like cat in the hat.
It was like 12 minutes, and we go back and there'd be no flower anywhere. But they did it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
They're really great.
Companion, yeah, I think the castings together like so beautifully too. Like, you all just like have chemistry, and there's also like these underlying things that you're feeling too. How was it like working with everyone else, especially Sophie?
Oh man, it was incredible. I mean, that I think that's a testament to you, Drew, and casting this movie right, because that whole ensemble, we immediately all got along really, really well. We were all obsessed with this movie. We were like, every day it felt like we were like, can you believe we're making this movie? Like, this is so fun. And it was Sophie, I remember, like, because you were saying, you brought me along for chemistry reads for Iris. Like, we would do it, I was shooting in the UK, and we would like meet over Zoom with various irises. And I remember Sophie auditioning, and then, you know, we would kind of always do a like little, you know, download Zoom just between you and me afterwards, and like immediately we were both like, it's her, it can't be anyone else but her.
Yeah, no, that was going back to what I was saying before. I thought it'd be so easy to find Iris, but it ended up, I wasn't really thinking about like what we needed from an actor to play that role, because it's two roles in one. Like, it's the first half, like, you need to buy her as a shrinking, like, withering violet character that's not going to stand up to this guy, and then there's a literal like activation moment where she flips the switch and she becomes something else. And the second half, she becomes like an action hero. And so we did so many. There were over 300 self tapes. We did like 10 chemistry reads with like very great, brilliant actors. That some would nail the first half and some would nail the second half, but no one could play both of those. And then very late in the process, Sophie came in, and we did it over Zoom. I was in pre-production already, I think. Because I was in New York, you were in London, and she was in LA. So we did it over Zoom. And like, you shouldn't be able to see like actor chemistry over Zoom, like just little boxes on a computer screen. But it's like a cliche Hollywood moment where she says the first line, like my heart is just pounding. I was like, not only is this Iris, like how are, because I'm the most cynical guy, like the pessimistic guy ever. I was like, we're gonna fuck this up. Like, I fall in love with this actor at this role, and she's not going to take it. And this movie's not going to exist without her. Like, we're gonna have to compromise. But luckily, you know, we're sitting here. She was in it. And it's just, yeah, the chemistry between each of you was just.
Well, it's funny, it's weirdly like, and I was like, how are we going to do a chemistry read over Zoom? How is that possible? And then I realized later, I'm like, oh, because of the handicap of Zoom, if we can actually have chemistry with like a little bit of a Zoom delay or whatever, like it'll probably really work when we're actually in the same room. But Sophie just absolutely nailed it. And like, it's interesting developing kind of, because I would have to develop like real, like, romantic chemistry with someone like Amber Midthunder on ours, where you're like, the whole point of that movie is that you root for that relationship. And the whole point of Companion is like, we have to develop kind of an anti-chemistry. Like, we have to develop kind of the thing where it's like, okay, I guess they're I guess they're like a happy couple. Something's off though. What is it? What is it though? And then once you finally realize what it is, it's, you know, and then we kind of have this like almost rivalry like towards the end of the movie. And so developing that with, you know, she was perfect because she was just, we're both just so excited to be in this thing, so we were willing to do whatever it took to get you what you wanted because we were in love with the movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a testament to you because the needle that's thread for Josh is like, one of the first lines you say is like, smile, act happy. Like, to have a guy say that to a woman and not want to punch him in the face, that is a gigantic hurdle. You still
Okay, you still do.
punch in the face, like a light punch. I was always saying, I was probably thinking I'm oversharing, but I was like, you need that like Jay Baruchel energy. You need that. You need 20. No.
JB.
It's not that at all. It's like 20 years of being sold this idea that these doofy guys get with these women that are like, they're like, well, I don't know.
How the hell is that possible?
Like, luckily, there is a lot of movies that were just like did all the heavy lifting for us already.
Totally.
Gee, my discussion straight.
He's sitting next to Jack Quaid.
He's sitting next to Jack Quaid. I'm sorry I brought you here, Wyatt. It's okay.